Okay, so for our next section, we're going to do writing explicit formulas using the A1 and the R. So because there's an R, we know that this is geometric. Okay, so the explicit formula for geometric is the last term is equal to the first term times R to the n minus 1. So if I know what A1 is and I know what R is, I'm going to plug in those numbers. So A1 is 4, R is 3, and we get n minus 1. Now remember, you cannot multiply 4 times 3 and get 12 because the 3 already has a power. So I can't say that this is really a 3 because it's not a 3. It's pretending to be a 3. So we don't know what it is. So we're going to leave it just like this for our explicit formula. Okay? So we have to do the same thing down here for the proficient problem, but it's not given to us exactly what A1 and R are. So we have to figure out what A1 and R on this problem. Okay, so A1 is 5, and then to multiply 5 times 2, I get 10. And this actually, sorry, this is not geometric, because if I times 10 by 2, I get 20. So I know it's not going to be 2. Instead, I'm going to be adding 5. Okay, so if we're adding 5, we are not going to have an R. We are going to have a D. D is going to be 5. Our first term is 5. And we just have to write a formula for any term. So AN equals A1 plus the common difference times n minus 1. So now I need to plug in my formula. A1 is 5, that's the first term. The common difference is 5. And I'm leaving n minus 1 because I want a formula. So I'm not plugging in anything for n. So we get 5 plus 5n minus 5. And the 5 and the minus 5 will cancel out, and we just get 5n. So that's our explicit formula for that arithmetic problem. And then for the bottom one, it says geometric right here. If I read, I would have known that was arithmetic to start. Okay, so 2 geometric means I multiply. So multiply by 4. 8 times 4 is 32. All right, so you get the idea. A1 is 2, R is 4. My explicit formula is A1 times R to the n minus 1. Again, I do not multiply the 2 and the 4 together. Okay, and then for our highly proficient, we're going to do an arithmetic one. A1 equals 2, and A4 equals 11. So now I have to think, okay, I like to write spaces for these. Okay, so if this is 2 and this is 11, I'm adding the same number 3 times to get the 11. So I go 11 minus 2. There's 9 spaces in between it. And if I add the same number 3 times, I divide by 3. That means I'm going to be adding 3 every time. So if I add 3 to 2, I get 5. If I add 3 to 5, I get 8. And if I add 3 to 8, I get 11. So D is 3. A1 is 2. This is going to be AN equals A1 plus D times n minus 1. So that's going to give me my 3n minus 3 when I distribute that. And then I combine the 2n minus 3, and we get minus 1. So that's our explicit formula. Okay, so geometric is going to kind of be the same thing. A1 is 4. I don't know A2. I don't know A3. I don't know A4. I know A5 is 1024. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out how many times I'm multiplying. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm multiplying a number, starting at 4, multiplying a number to a power. Okay, I don't know what the power is. I don't know what the number is, but I know the power is 4, and I need to get 1024. So I'm going to solve this by dividing by 4. using the calculator, 1,024 divided by 4, and we get 256. So there's a number that's raised to the 4th power is 256. And in order to get rid of that, we would raise this to the 1/4 or take the 4th root. And then you find out that you have a 4. Okay, so it starts with 4, but then I multiply by 4, and I can figure out how to get all of my terms. I'm just going to fill these out just to make sure, because it is possible to make an error. When we have a calculator, we always want to check and make sure we got it right, and we did. Okay, so our formula is going to be the first term, r to the n minus 1. Now, technically on this one, I can combine these because they both have a 4, okay? I would take either answer, but if you combine those, since this is a 4 to the 1, I would add those powers together, and this would be 4 to the n, because the 1s would cancel out. Okay, so that's how you write explicit formulas.